What's going on, everybody? It's Jeremy coming to you with another video, and today we are going to continue to talk about the self-destruction of Jack Murphy because he is continuing to make this situation worse and worse and worse, and it's only going to continue to get worse as long as he behaves in the way he is behaving. Jack Murphy is someone that portrays himself as an alpha male, and he's a guy's guy, and he's going to teach other men how to be men, except that he freaked out because a second super chat came in, and he just couldn't handle that on the show You Are Here, where Sydney Watson read a super chat in reference to an article that he wrote back in 2015 talking about being a cuck. Well, Jack Murphy couldn't handle a second super chat. That was just too much for sensitive little Jack. He just couldn't handle that second super chat. That big bad woman, Sydney Watson, just really stepped over the line.
Clear up the Cuck article you wrote.
I am not going to talk about this.
Okay.
And basically, you know what? Fuck you for bringing this up right here and right now. Why are you doing this to me?
I didn't know that. I didn't know what it was.
Well, just use a little bit of fucking common sense.
Sorry, apologies.
Yeah. Fuck you.
Elizabeth,
Heartfelt.
Elizabeth Harrison says, gonna miss the show.
He had boundaries, ladies and gentlemen. Jack Murphy had boundaries. And Sydney Watson, she stepped over his boundaries by reading a super chat.
Because I had set a boundary and she crossed it. And that's part of being a man too, is saying, here's my boundary, please don't cross it. And then she crossed it. And I told her that I didn't like it. Did I use the right words? No. Should I have cursed at her? No. And did I apologize to her for that? Yes. Did she apologize to me for putting me in a bad spot? Yes.
So since that moment, it's gotten significantly worse. Significantly worse. And I didn't even cover this until his appearance on the Tim Pool show, where that was even worse than his You Are Here appearance, in my opinion, because this guy is just a fraud, a phony, a pathetic loser who now is blocking everyone and turning off the replies, like I said, to his Twitter account, turning off the replies to his YouTube account. He blocked me as soon as I called him out. I basically tagged him and said, Jack Murphy makes Don Lemon look masculine. And that was based off his performance on the Tim Pool show. Well, now we have this clip right here that has surfaced, and Medicare covered it on his stream the other night, and once Medicare starts getting involved, it's over for you. I don't know what Jack Murphy thinks is going to happen. There's also this story about him and Nick Rekieta. Nick Rekieta tweeted out about it, covered it a few times over on his YouTube channel. Nick Rekieta says that Jack Murphy sent him a private message and basically tried to pressure him to stop talking about it by saying that you better be careful, our mutuals aren't going to like this. I don't know if Jack Murphy understands who Nick Rekieta is, but that was literally the worst thing you could have done. Ultimately, let's listen to this clip, and then we're going to talk more about everything surrounding Jack Murphy. So first and foremost, Jack Murphy has wrote an article talking about being a cuck, and right here it is. Now, outside of the cuck aspect of it, which is pathetic, there is a line in here that is very concerning to a lot of people. I have not read this yet on this platform, but I'll just show you right here. He said, I've had you know what with that and tied them all up. He said that. And he also said, and yet I've just sent my 15-year junior girlfriend to bang Matt from Tinder. Why? Now, there's a lot more to this. It's disgusting. It's pathetic. But the biggest concerning part, because you can do whatever you want in your personal time. You can do whatever you want in your personal life as long as you're not doing anything illegal. When I see stuff like this right here, though, this right here, that's beyond anything that that's unacceptable on every level. There's not a normal thinking person that will find this normal. Now, we show you this because of what he said right here on Timcast IRL about 9 months ago. Here we go.
A mature, established 35-year-old man cannot have a healthy, productive, fruitful relationship with a woman 10 years younger than him.
I didn't say that. I just think...
You just said they were immature and they shouldn't be matched up.
22.
Okay, 22, 23, 24.
Look,
Women mature
they're 10-year-olds
way
who go
more.
to college.
Women mature way more quickly than men, dude.
That's
way
just-
more
it's
quickly.
preference.
At
To each
the
their
age
own.
at age 15, women, they're basically women already.
Look at what he says on his. Look at his face when he describes the age of 15. Look at his face when this happens. I want everyone to see his face.
Men, dude.
That's
way
just-
more
it's
quickly.
preference.
At
To
the
each their
age
own.
at age 15, women, they're basically women already. Right? And it's like men already. At age 15, women, they're basically women already. Right? And it's like men hit their prime in their 30s.
35.
Why wouldn't a man in his prime latch on to a woman in her prime? Why not? That seems the most logical thing possible.
That's what's happened for millennia.
For millennia.
Older
It's-
men would
and
marry
part-
like 15-year-olds.
And the
that's
societal,
kinda creepy.
the
Yeah,
societal
It's creepy in
shame
this society. It didn't
around
used to be.
dating a younger woman is just jealousy. It's jealousy. Because, as you said, every man in the world wants to date a 22-year-old woman.
According to OkCupid data.
According to OkCupid,
I don't know.
your own two eyes, all of history, every piece of
But I'm
literature,
citing
every
this
book
on
you ever
purpose
saw.
because it's not your opinion. OkCupid actually tracked
No, I know.
all the messages.
Yeah.
And they found no matter how old a guy was, from even younger guys,
Why do you think that is?
always mentioning 22-year-olds.
Why do you think that is?
For, I think, evolution, like biological reasons.
Right, exactly right.
And what OkCupid found was that, very disgustingly, in my opinion, men are actually attracted to women much, much, much younger than that, but would not want to have a family with someone younger than that. So men choose 22 as the equilibrium between mental and physical maturity.
Why is that disgusting? There's nothing
Little kids.
wrong. Well, little kids, of course, dude.
Well,
But
that's
there's-
hyperbolic on my part.
Right,
Like,
but there's literally
teenagers.
nothing wrong with seeing a woman of fertile age and thinking she is an attractive sexual partner. But like acting on that with an 18-year-old woman is a completely different story. But there's nothing wrong with seeing an 18-year-old woman, and being like, "Oh, she's attractive." Of course she is. She's in the
I'm
prime
not
of her
talking
beauty.
about 18. OkCupid data said men want women younger than that.
Okay, well,
And that I find creepy.
yeah, it is. creepy.
Society has rules. Like,
It is creepy today, but guess what? It wasn't creepy until just recently.
I don't know.
All of humanity, all of history, all of time.
I still think it was creepy.
Yeah.
I think a lot of past cultures did a lot of really creepy, gross stuff.
So there you have it. And Medicare retweeted it and just quoted that. He just quoted that part right there. And when you hear him say that, and then you add the context of what he put in this article, it's a very, very alarming situation, to say the least. I'm not accusing him of anything. I am simply saying that there is a lot to be concerned about. And the fact that he was so defensive of this article, like, there is such an easy way to handle this that would not have had the Streisand effect, and he has failed that in every single way. He's failed it in every single way. He's also sent Nick Rekieta a message saying this right here.
Jack contacted me, and he said something curious. And Ty, I wanted kind of your read on how you thought I might take what he said to me. He said something along the lines of, "Hey, you don't look very good right now to our mutuals, so you may want to consider taking down those tweets."
Well, first of all, Nick, I think I have, generally speaking, been a very accurate predictor of how you would react. Remember early on in our friendship when I told that lawyer for the Duck Dynasty guys, you don't want to fuck with that guy. You know?
Like I'm gonna
And-
change my opinion because of a mutual.
Yeah, and so with that in mind, that I believe I'm a very accurate predictor of your reaction. Yes, I would say you're probably going to double, triple, and even quadruple down on making fun of him. You know, his deal is, look, he's fabricated this great persona, and he's got this really big problem sitting out there. You know, he needs to be looking to himself, because all of his little followers, you know, are gonna feel like they were had, because it kind of sounds like they were had.
And Ty and Nick, you know, go on to talk a little more. Obviously, go check out Nick Rekieta. He's awesome. But this whole thing, man, It's not going away. It's not going away. And it's not going away because of the way Jack Murphy has handled it. So as I've talked about, the fact that people are bringing up that there was a super chat prior to the one that he lost his mind over, that only proves the point that if Jack Murphy would have handled this the right way, then this wouldn't be discussed. He handled the first super chat relatively calmly. The second one is when he lost his mind. If he would have handled the second one just as he handled the first one, then we're not having this conversation. If you're on a show where live stream questions come in, there's a lot of things going on. There's a lot of things, moving parts for a host to handle. You Are Here gets a lot of live stream viewers, and there's a lot going on in their chat. Anytime you host a show, you're constantly, your mind is in 12 different places. So whenever Sydney Watson got the first super chat in reference to it, then it comes into the next one. She's just reading it. She's not really thinking about it. And then for him to go on Tim Pool and try to tell Sydney Watson how she should be running her show just shows the arrogance of this dude. I mean, it's a complete arrogance. This guy's a coward. This guy's a phony. This guy's a fraud. That's the end of the discussion right there. Until he can prove me differently, that's how I feel. Now, if he cares about how I feel, that's a him problem, not a me problem. I just saw this going on. And again, I didn't cover it. I didn't get into it even on Twitter because I didn't know much about him. I've seen him around, whatever. It didn't matter to me. I saw the whole thing that went down between him and the quartering, and I thought, like, wow, man, that's really not the way to handle this. It wasn't until he went on Tim Pool, knowing with that massive audience, knowing that there was the chat was going to be all over him. I remember after the Zack Snyder fiasco on Geeks and Gamers. I remember when Friday Night Tights, we were on Friday Night Tights. Young Rippa was on there, and Young Rippa, obviously had a very, very strong position on everything that went down. And I knew going into that Friday Night Tights, I was like, this is going to be crazy. Like, oh my goodness. And it was. The chat was crazy. The questions were crazy. The responses were crazy. And so, ultimately, with that situation, I have a video on Geeks and Gamers right now talking about the truth about the Zack Snyder situation, broke it all down, gave all of the perspectives as to understanding why I handled it the way I handled it, and this, that, and the other. And it's over. I've given all the context I can possibly give. And then people will ultimately feel how they're going to feel about it. This guy hasn't addressed this, and he won't address it. He's just running from it, and he's blocking anybody that brings it up. And he goes off somebody for reading a super chat. It's pathetic. He's a fraud. I think the guy is a complete fraud. I think that, there's with this, I spent a lot of time calling out left-wing politicians and left-wing narratives, and rightfully so, because the left is corrupt as hell. There's just as much right-wing nonsense going on. It doesn't have as much of a direct impact on the world I cover, the entertainment world, and the sports world, and the video game world, and all of that. But there is right-wing bullshit out there, and there are people that will pretend to be something from a conservative standpoint so that they can build themselves up too. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I'm me. I don't have an allegiance to any party or ideology. I simply follow what I think is going to work best for the country. And yes, I'm a Trump supporter, a very proud Trump supporter. I don't I don't listen to the preaching of the Republican Party or the Conservative Party or anything like that. I listen to what I think works best, and I make up my own mind based on what is currently going on. I have no love for the Republican Party or the Democratic Party. And there are corrupt conservatives just like there's corrupt liberals. The liberals are worse, in my opinion. But this guy right here, I think he's a hack and a fraud. And I think he's a phony. And I think he's getting exposed in a massive way. Until he addresses this directly, transparently, then that's all I have to say about it, is that he's a fraud and a phony. I'm going to continue to laugh at him, especially when you go after somebody like Nick Rekieta and think that he's going to change his opinion. That's hilarious, bro. That is so freaking hilarious. So anyway, you guys let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you very much for checking out this video. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. I appreciate that. So much going on. This channel is closing in on 100,000 subs. This will be the third Geeks and Gamers channel over 100,000 subs. I do not know how to comprehend that. That is incredible, and I'm thankful for each and every one of you. So I hope you all had a great Christmas. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and let's go, Brandon. We will talk to you later.